Hey, what's going on, everybody? Pastor E back with Let's Talk About It with Pastor E, where we go from struggles to solutions and from trauma to triumphs. How's everybody doing? Listen, begin to like and share and let everybody know Pastor E back on with another segment. Today, I wanted to talk about the difference between wants and needs. A lot of us want everything. We can want a house, we can want a car, we can want money. Those are things like we want. But before we can get what we want, we also, the prioritize is what we need. This is how I believe that God works. Yes, we can get the desires of our hearts and all of those types of things, but God's going to deal with us with what we need first. See, the things we want is us as people, and it's usually something tangible that doesn't mean anything. But the people who are desperate and they're in need, it's a difference. Before you get your wants, you really want to deal with your needs. So a need could be something like happiness or joy, peace. These are things that we need. We need perfect health or good health. These are things that we need. I believe the problem with us as people, we operate with what we want. We're going to go after, hey, if I could just get the bag, if I could just get the money, I'll be all set. Now, even God says that money answers all things. But God is first going to trust you in all kinds of things. So before he gives us what we want, I believe that God deals with what we need. One thing he deals with is capacity. Whenever there's a need, whenever there's something empty and there's a need met, God's designed to fill it. Everything that somebody is in need for. So when he sees a need in you, he's designed to fill your needs. So, for example, there's been numerous people in the Bible, and God comes in and he deals with their needs first. Now, you'll get whatever you want. You can get what you want. You can ask God, and he'll supply all your needs, though. He starts with, I supply all your needs. He's already given us power to obtain wealth. So what everybody thinks about getting the bag and those things, it's already there. It's what you might have in your hand. Something in your hand will produce wealth into your bosom, the prosperity is going to come no matter what. Whatever, once you know what's in your hands. Some people don't even know what's in their hands. They looking in their hands and they feel like they have nothing. So there's this text about, it was about Jesus feeding over 5,000. The people showed up with nothing. Jesus even asked his disciples, what do you have? And they were like, we don't have nothing. But God still produced a miracle for them because they came with a need. So the 5,000, not including women and children, they were there with a thirst and a hunger for righteousness. They followed God because they needed what was coming out of his mouth. And because they were there so long, they had a place for hunger. And the Bible even tells us those that hunger and thirst after righteousness, they will be filled. So now there's capacity here. So now Jesus now has to provide a miracle out of a bunch of people who have nothing. And he's still like, well, what do you have? What do you have? And there, everybody's like, nothing. So his disciples come say, oh, we got this little dude over here with what? 2 fish and 5 loaves. And what happens with they give it to him. So he said, give it to me. They give it to him. Now, Jesus already knows what he's going to do. He already knows what he's going to do. He knows he's going to produce for what they need at the moment. Oh, man. For what they need. So what he does, he gives thanks, he blesses it, he breaks it, and he gives it to his disciples, who later on become his apostles. And then he gives them instructions on what to do. So he tells them, put them in groups, And then what I want y'all to do is go out and serve these people. So now you got people who are out here right now following God. They're following Christ. They follow him to this place. They have a need. They want more, but they're dealing with their need right now. So now Jesus feels God creates a miracle to fulfill what they need. Now they're all blessed. So much so that the disciples who actually don't even think they have anything to give actually are blessed also, even though they think they have nothing. Because he asked them, what do you have? And they like, nothing. We ain't got nothing. But when you're in ministry or you're doing something, the disciples didn't recognize that they did have something and it was in their hands. What did they bring? They brought the baskets. At the end of the miracle, what was left over was in the basket, and it was 12 baskets full for each of the disciples. And they came thinking like, we don't have nothing. But what they had was some baskets that Jesus filled to the top for them. Oh, man, because he's dealing with need. And because they were servants, he gives them what they need. So a miracle is produced off of what they need. Then they can have what they want. The extras was for them. So they showed up with baskets, even though they thought they didn't have nothing. So it's about what's in your hand. What's in your hand is going to produce the things that you need so that you can get what you want. I thought that was good. I don't know where that just came from, but that was good. What you have in your hand will produce what you need so that you can get what you want. In order for God, he's got to trust you. So when he gives you what you need, you're going to understand how to what? Multiply it, because that's what he wants to do. When he was given what was in the little boy's hand, he multiplied it. So when you come to God to give him what you have, he's going to multiply it. So when you come with that need, your need is joy. God is going to multiply it. And what he's looking for you to do is go out and feed somebody else what he just fed you. Oh, my goodness. So if he gives you peace, and you come back and now you've given peace and you come back, God, this peace that you just given me, I'm giving it back to you for him to what? Multiply it to somebody else, to your children, to your parents, to whoever it is. It's because everybody needs peace. So who doesn't want peace? Who doesn't want joy? We think that money is going to answer all of our things, but money also causes problems. Biggie Smalls always more money, more problems. More money, more problems. So money causes problems too. And if you can't handle money, it's going to kill you. It will kill you. So you need just enough money that it won't kill you. There's some people that are not going to make it into heaven because of money. Would you want that to be you? I don't think so. I think everybody would rather have joy, peace, love. These are things we need. How much better would your day feel with just somebody saying, I love you? You know, how many people appreciate when somebody says good morning? You know, we don't even say, I love you like we should anymore. We don't sit down at the dinner tables like when I grew up. Now everybody's on their own. They're on cell phones, doing whatever, the social media. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but in some ways it is, because some of the personal relationships that we need, we don't have anymore, because everybody's doing their own thing on their own. But what we need is what's got to happen for us first. I don't know what it is that you need, but I do know everybody needs peace. Peace, peace, peace. Who doesn't want it? Because some of us are going crazy right now. We think we ain't going to make it because we don't have any peace. We've been taken advantage of because we have no peace. We want love. Love is the most important thing I think we all need. And God is love. So if you get love from him, and he loves each and every one of you that's listening to this, I know you might not think that you have love, but he loves you. You're still alive because he loves you. He's still giving you a chance, but he wants to give you what you need. He wants to give you what you need. Don't worry about money. He's not giving that to you until he can trust you. Think about the people who win the lottery and now they have nothing. The lottery is, they got all these people attacking them. They got people. If you're not going to give God what you got to give to him first, if you're going to take the money, you're not sowing, you're not tithing, can God trust you to just give a stranger on the street $100? If you're not in that mindset yet, then don't worry about you getting money. So let's move that to the side. But guess what? If you're sick, how about having like good health first? That's what you need. So when you get the money, you can spend it. But if you're sick, what you doing? I know that's hard. Some people are homeless and they want a house, Maybe the first thing what you need to do is get your credit score right. How you going to get a house if your credit score is 440? You're not getting a house. Let's get it up to at least 650. That's what you need. Then you can maybe go and do a first-time home buyers class. That's what you need in order to obtain this house. So do the things that you need first, and then you can get what you want. Do that make sense? I hope it does. So let's not worry about more things what we want. We get our wants on the back end. But what we need for day-to-day life, for living, that's what we have to attack. Then we're in alignment with God, because God is going to fill capacity. He's going to fill what you need. What do you need first? So if he's analyzing you and he's saying, you know what, this person needs deliverance. Deliverance from what? Some of us we've been battered, we've been broken, we've been bruised. And God's saying, first I got to heal that. Because if I give you what you want right now, it's going to be damaged. Adam and Eve are kicked out of the garden because if they eat from the tree of life, they would have been stuck in that condition for all eternity. And the rest of mankind would have been the same way. All of us. So God has to remove them. And then he sends himself. He sends his son here because that's what we need. We now need that in order for us to get back right with who he is. So before he can give us what we want, you don't think Adam was like that? I want to be back in the garden. He didn't want to have to work the ground and do all of those things, but he couldn't do any of that until what was needed, which was Christ to come here and fix what was done wrong. God had to do it. He's going to fill a capacity first, and then we could go after what we want. But what's going to happen is what is in your hands. What's in your hands? He's given us the power to create wealth. Whatever's in our hands, he's going to produce miracles out of it. We have to trust and believe. Every one of them who had something in their hand, Moses had a staff. David had a slingshot. They had these things in their hands, and look what God did with it, especially when it was given under the instructions for him. So they got what they needed at that time. See, I want what I want, but I need what I need. That's it. I'm out of here. I'll talk to you guys soon. Pastor E out. Make sure y'all like and share. And I'll see you guys on the next podcast. Deuces.